Today is going to be a cautionary tale of how to do self-custody, and it's very important because the market is about to blow. You don't want to be caught on the wrong side. My name is Paul Barrow, and welcome back into the show. Today it's going to be good because we'll get into self-custody and why it is so important. If you have not seen some of the shows we've done before with Tangem, who is a channel partner, and this is a self-custody wallet. It's one of the best out there, I think, in terms of use. We, of course, have done several shows with David. We'll have him on here in a minute to kind of break down what you should be doing around self-custody. And the reason is very simple. What has happened over the past few times where we've seen market explosions is often we see these centralized exchanges start to get a little bit dicey. This, of course, is Coinbase's notable outages during crypto price spikes. This is the problem that will happen again, guys. This is not going to be going away. So we saw Bitcoin here recently on July 10th. Downtime, 3 to 5% or 3 to 5 times traffic spike. That was the issue. When it hit 69,000, we saw the outage back in June of 20. We saw that one, of course, when it spiked from 96 to 10.3. Those are the kind of things that will occur in the markets. Now, the way to avoid all that is to get into self-custody so that you can be able to manage that. And just as a cautionary tale, you should be looking at self-custody as a tool and as a major strategy of how you're running crypto. So to do that, I wanted to bring in Tangem, one of our channel partners, and David Wulschner. It's great to see you again. How are you?
Thank you, Paul. It's a pleasure to be here again. I mean, I think it's right on the 4th time to have the chance to talk to you, to your community, and just help the people a little bit better to act on the market, to be on the safe side of the valley, and make everything correct and in the right matter of time.
You bet. So a couple of things we will get into, guys, is the roadmap for Tangem, what kind of new features they've done. But one of the things to watch out for is this kind of issue that occurs with hardware. This, of course, Ledger facing a little bit of backlash over ending the Nano S hardware wallet support. Don't forget that Ledger did have that security alert. This, of course, is a couple years old, but this was when they had the whole Connect Kit problem. That's where you get into these kind of scenarios, whether you believe in software wallets, hardware wallets. Always just do your due diligence on what you're doing for self-custody. And of course, Tangem has been one of the, I think, the better ones out there. But I want to kind of reference the possibility of stablecoin yields. Any kind of planning for stablecoin yields within the Tangem wallet?
Yes, for sure. Stablecoin yield is also a topic for us, but I cannot definitely say, yes, we do that, or nay, we don't do that. And what I have to say, we really are very addicted to the feedback of the community. So as more users say, hey, Tangem, we need this, we want that feature, we want that coin, we want that opportunity, shoot it to us by email. That's the very best way because Tangem is listening very closely to the feedback of the users.
Well, listen to this one because I think RLUSD is going to be one that you guys should have. And this, of course, is Brad Garlinghouse hitting on this very point as the #1 trusted stablecoin out there. And this is coming, of course, from Blue Chip. Just to give you an example of this, Ripple leading the way at an A rating. Then you've got Gemini coming in, Paxos, PayPal, all that. So this would be a good list to start with, David, for sure. When you look at, in general, the comparison between self-custody devices, you compare against Ledger versus something like a Tangem. Explain to me how Tangem is really different for our audience who are brand new to self-custody.
You can set up that hardware wallet without any knowledge within 3 to 5 minutes. You don't need to download any additional networks. You don't have limited capacity when it comes to networks. Everything is completely installed and you're ready to rock the market and store your assets in the very safest way from minute 1 on without downloading anything else. Also, what's a very unique feature to us is Tangem is 100% open source. You can really identify all the different software steps directly on GitHub. I think this is the key. There is no way that software should be closed. And we as Tangem are the only hardware wallet that successfully passed 2 individual firmware audits in the past without any complaints. No backdoors, no options, nothing that is real. I mean, I can go on for another hour, but I think these are the major key points.
Well, and I think that draws to the point of Connect, when you look at just the Connect Kit with Ledger, these software updates that often occur with these hardware devices like a Ledger, that's one of the reasons that we kind of have gone the route of the card and the app. They work fluidly together, so very easy. David, what else is the Tangem team looking for in these very aggressive market moves? So we've seen when markets just go parabolic, and typically centralized exchanges start to struggle a little bit just to keep up with the volume, the amount of site visits, all that kind of thing. What are you guys coaching your users to watch for next, other than keep some of your assets on, self-custody wallets?
Yeah, we all the time teach, please do, first of all, a test transaction and maybe $5 to $10 value to really make sure that you hit the right network, that you really have the right address, etc., so that you don't lose your funds. I mean, self-custody is a gift, but it's also some kind of punishment, because it's you who's reliable for that. If you lose your assets, it's your problem. So we also have cross-chain swap solutions, and that also helps minimize the risk of getting assets lost by maybe selecting the wrong networks, getting hacked or anything else. And also you reduce the fees. And this is definitely a level of comfort. So you don't need to use one of the exchanges when they're totally outdated because of high volume, high user entrances. I mean, if you're going to take a look to the app downloads, Robinhood, Coinbase, I don't know what's the third one is. I mean, they bumped up from ranking 25 to right now, I don't think they're roughly ranking 10 in the app downloads. It's pretty impressive to see. And with this rising users, you also may end up in peak times that you're not capable to sell your assets. And this is what we do. We help the user to directly swap your assets on your Tangem app without any hesitations.
And when you look at the swap capability within Tangem, the partners that you guys have now and the fees that are charged within that, how does that work within the Tangem ecosystem? Are you looking to add any new partners, especially for swap, for speed? Because I know there's often a list where you can choose which one you want to swap on. Give me any updates there.
Yes, sir. So in general, we have right now, I think, 8 or 9 different partners, from decentralized exchanges to centralized exchanges. So for example, 1inch is connected with OKX. We also have Change Lead, Change Now, Change Hero. And Tangem is all the time selecting the very best partner or the very best pair to save you fees and also time, for example. So these swaps can from time to time take a minute or two longer, because these exchanges are also working in the background, checking liquidity, etc. But in the great scheme of things, it's definitely the more affordable version of sending your assets from your wallet to the exchange, what creates fees, then also swap it on the exchange, what also creates fees, and then maybe send it back to your wallet because you want to hold it, maybe be prepared for the next bear market. So, I mean, this is just a circle what definitely creates issues, hesitations, and also fees. We're working on a feature that called send via swap. So what does that mean?
Okay.
Paul, just imagine you're buying a brand new nice truck, maybe a GMC or whatever you like, and the dealer is accepting Bitcoin, or let me say he's accepting USDT. And you have your big Bitcoin portfolio with you in your Tangem wallet. And what you're going to have to do typically is grab your Bitcoin, swap it to USDT, and then send it to the dealer. So that could take, 5 minutes, 10 minutes. And what we're going to do is, with the new feature send via swap, you can directly put in the receiving address of your car dealer.
Okay.
Then you grab your Bitcoin and say, I want to send the amount of $64,999 to this dealer. And what Tangem is doing in the background, it's swapping Bitcoin to USDT and send it to your dealer. And you only pay the fee for the swap, not for the send. And so it's an absolutely quality of life feature that the community was asked, and what was a really great input from the community that we're implementing within the next updates.
What about the speed of a swap showing back up in your wallet immediately? So in some swaps, you'll see an exchange, it's going out to Changely, we'll use them as an example. It disappears from the asset, does not repopulate in the new asset over sometimes minutes, sometimes I've seen it as long as an hour. What is are you guys doing anything to increase that speed so transactions are immediately recognized across all assets?
What we have right now is good, but it's not perfect, honestly. So we have to provide more information. So there's also a bunch of new things coming up. We're definitely working on topics like that to maybe show some kind of hey, this is the status. Hey, this is where we're working on right now. Next step is receiving your funds, that the user see a little bit more. Because the problem is, if you have it there, you refresh the page and you see it disappear. I mean,
it's
you
gone.
maybe have a little bit sweat on your skin, and say, "Oh,
Sure,
where's my
yeah.
money?"
Well, I think the transaction detail improvements will help soften the blow of that when people see, okay, the transaction is in queue. It's much like when we're seeing it on chain. Let's get into some of the updates that you have made. The Tangem market updates, of course, now you've got this new security score, which is pretty cool. Available exchanges, and then also the news feed, all of which I've got a couple of screenshots. Here is an example of Solana and the security score that is now within it. So that, I think, is a welcome benefit to the app itself.
So the market news specifically, this is something we're under determination when we're going to bring that out, because this is really something that's crucial, because we want to help the people really stay in the app. I mean, if we can achieve that, the people save time, they really have everything in one spot. That's very crucial to us. The safety rating, this is something that we should have live right now, and that is something we really worked a long time on that, because we really want to help people understand, hey, is that an asset what's probably trustful because of the team stocks? You can see all the tokenomics live, yada, yada, yada. Or is it really some kind of that low market cap or that nano cap that you should not invest a lot in there? So we really want to help the people get a good foot on the market and not get burned very, very quick. So we're working on additional features as well. One of that is also the multi-accounts, what we also spoke, I think, last time in our meeting, where we make sure that you have additional addresses for Bitcoin, Ethereum, etc., that you can maybe build up some kind of a saving wallet, some kind of a working wallet, and maybe also for tax reasons. I mean, this is also something that could become very interesting, and the multi-accounts just bumped a little bit behind.
All right, so no multi-account yet. Is it coming though?
Not now. It is coming, and we're working very hard on that. We want that, we need that, and we know the community is asking for that. But it is on our to-do list.
One other thing, of course, just as a note, I've got another screenshot here of this one. This shows the centralized exchanges and their ratings, so it kind of gives you a little bit of insight when you're out there purchasing where you should be going to. Other things from self-custody stocks. So let's talk about this for a second. I was looking at your post right here. Your keys, your stocks, available on Tangem for both Solana and Arbitrum. You've got good example there is CoinX, AppleX, NVIDIA X, etc. This is now tokenized securities being able to be held within a self-custody wallet. So great innovation.
I mean, this is a really big topic for us. Synthetic stocks is something that the market has developed already, I think, 2.5 to 3 years ago. This became very interesting in countries where cryptos get rated differently than stocks. So, for example, here in Germany, you don't pay any taxes if you hold your cryptos for longer than 365 days. So after the 366th day, your taxes for crypto, for spot crypto, is free. If you're going to do that with a synthetic stock, like for example, like an Apple stock, you don't pay any tax on the stock. What's phenomenal. So I mean, this is a key topic, and we saw things like that coming on Sai Network. There's a very big marketplace that are also doing that. We see Ethereum recently moving to that point as well, a couple of projects on that, and I think that's the future. I think that's definitely more flexible than the recent stock brokers that we have out there, and I'm more than happy that our team saw that development option and is working on that hardly. So
I think I don't know that that's been available on any other self-custody, so that is a pretty big innovation going forward. So kudos to you guys. Looking at the roadmap, let's take a look at Q1. NFTs, which we'll talk about here in a second. I know you're going to show something on screen here, but obviously this will show a little bit more NFTs, DeFi interactions, improved transaction history, which we just talked about earlier. And then AI news, this is what you're talking about, is where we'll get a little bit more news notification. Let's go to, can you show us on the wallet, for instance, an example of what the NFTs are going to look like in the app itself? Can you give us a sneak peek?
Yes, sir. And I'm more than proud of that, because I know that we have spoken about things like that.
Yes.
I think at the very first time, roughly 1.5 or 2 years ago.
It's been a while, yeah.
And so what you're going to do, you go to the 3 dots on the top, select your wallet, and just check the mark NFT. And that's all you have to do. go down, and voila, you see some NFTs. I
Ah,
think I got a
there you
bunch
go.
of trash over there. Let's maybe click on that here. Yeah, this is my
Perfect.
Vimo miner. This
Okay.
is my car.
Interesting.
I had a Dodge Grand Caravan there. So, but yeah, long story short, we have it available right now. It took a little bit longer, but like I said, quality comes first at Tangem. That's important for us, that we make sure that all our features are tested, valid, and does not have any topics where you can maybe interact and hack something.
Any other things that you can talk about for next quarter that are going to be the big releases on the roadmap?
What is also a big topic for us is, for example, additional staking opportunities. So
okay, all right.
Right now we have really a lot of options to stake your assets directly on Tangem with a very good yield. And also, I mean, I actually showed a little bit. I have my burner wallet, and whenever I do staking by Wallet Connect to a third party, I just only use my burner wallet. I don't use my HODL wallet. With our internal staking models, you are absolutely free and don't need to have any, let me say, hesitations that you maybe sign a malicious contract, you get a wallet drain, or you get hacked, you know? So,
Right.
I mean, this is most likely the topic. And we're also planning to integrate Polkadot, Cardano, and Ton network, probably in Q3. And we're also working on additional support for our users when it comes to integration of text tools, like one-click integrations that you don't need to manually integrate everything. But this is something for the future. We know that the market is asking for that. We know that regulations are coming. We know that the government really want to know everything, and we want to make sure that you can control what you're going to give away in informations and not anybody else. That's
one that I have to ask you about is going to be onboarding, being able to get and buy crypto. Right now, obviously, we've got Mercurio, Simplex, a couple others that are available. What about Coinbase or Robinhood being able to be introduced into the platform?
So the current option of directly buy and sell cryptos, buy fiat, buy US dollar, buy euro, buy whatever, this is really, let me call it, an absolutely emergency option, because fees are too high. You're gonna really have to do completely KYC, and that's not what we want, you know, because we're in crypto. So we're in the crypto business. What we're doing right now, we're exploring many more options, additional suppliers that can help us serve the community much better, reduce the fees, increase the speed. I cannot announce the names, but I think you called some interesting ones. Let me call it that way.
Okay, I like that. I like that statement right there. Let's go over to the topic of the XRP Ledger tokens, because here's XP Market. A lot of opportunity, a lot of potential here. Really, Xiamen in general has been pretty much the token wallet for any XRP ecosystem out there. What about XRP Ledger tokens anytime soon?
I really would love to have the option to have the trust line built up to the XRP ledger that you can also put on your XRP tokens. I mean, I'm a big fan of the project. I had right now sold a little bit at $3, you know, made some gains. But I also hold a couple of niche projects in healthcare management, also in payment solutions directly from XRP ledger. Unfortunately, we do not have enough feedback from the community. And here's my shout out to you, ladies and gentlemen. It would be great if you can just help our team. Just shoot an email to support@tangem.com. Help them understand we need the XRP ledger.
Okay, guys, if you're on the XRP army and you want an extra wallet out there, here's a good example of how you guys can do it. We'll drop this on X so you guys can amplify it to the Tangem team. Last point I want to get at is the ring. So we have a beef with the ring. It's very complicated. I won't say complicated. It's very specific of where you have to place it. For those of you that don't know, Tangem has little cards that are used as the primary wallet. You can get 3-card set. We always leave a link where you can do that. So those cards, they work with an app, very easy. But you also have the ring. And the ring is, I think, the cool feature, but you do have to obviously take it off, but it also has to kind of be in the right place to be able to get a transaction to go through. What is going on with that? Is that a purpose design? Give us a little bit of input.
When we started developing the ring, we had a lot of topics like hesitations. Hey, what is if somebody steals your phone? You're in a bar. You know, I mean, you're just hanging around. And ladies and gentlemen, who knows what that is, know what's the value of it. So, I mean, And therefore, we decided very, very early on to not make the ring working in that way. And I'm going to switch back my camera, that you just can sign a transaction by just holding the ring when you have it on your finger. So what's definitely the reason is to ensure proper safety and also quality of your transactions. You're going to grab the ring and hold it to your phone to the right spot so you can sign the transaction. Oh, let me take it here. I think I have to unlock my phone because I got in D&D mode. So that's a showing effect. Okay, anyway, you're definitely going to have to put the ring in the right position without your suitcase, without your phone case. I think this is the version that I have not set it up because I got my other one laying on my desk.
Yeah, I mean, we get it to work, but it just takes a little bit more time. Obviously, the card, I feel, is the one that is just almost instantaneous. It works fantastically. Hey, David, it's been good having you on. By the way, we're going to drop something cool, and that is we're going to do some Tangem card giveaways. We're going to do that in the Diamond Circle. So if you guys are not part of the Diamond Circle, get in right now. That's our email list. And then we'll do a random drawing. We'll announce them on the show. We'll send you guys some Tangem cards, and you guys can get into your self-custody journey. It's going to be a cool one. Always, we leave a link down below to get involved in that, of course. And David, thanks again for coming in today. We appreciate it.
Thank you so much for having us. It's a great pleasure. And whenever you, ladies and gentlemen, have any questions, feel free to also join our social media platforms like Discord, Telegram, also LinkedIn. We're also on YouTube. I mean, you can really find us everywhere. And please be aware of scammers. We do not do any private chat. We do not do any private support. Everything is only done officially, only by email. I mean, email is for sure private support.
I think most
everybody
of our,
else there.
Yeah, I think most of our viewers and listeners, they understand. Hopefully they've been in crypto long enough to understand these phishing attempts are pretty rampant out there. This is happening in the banking industry. It's happening everywhere. So you guys should always practice very, very secure processes. Double check. Assume everything is bad until you can prove that it's not. So just good, cautious recommendations out there. But again, thanks for stopping in today, David. We appreciate it.
Thank you, sir. Bye-bye.
You bet. All right. So you guys, as I said, get in the Diamond Circle. We're going to drop some good stuff to you over there for some free Tangem cards. And of course, follow me out there on X at Paul Barron. We'll catch you next time right here on The Paul Barron Show.